Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. Today we're going to test out a bunch of new things that I picked out from TJ Maxx, from the Black Friday haul and all. I basically do have Bare Minerals foundation. I have Subculture Palette, which I picked out from TJ Maxx. I have Pat McGrath lipstick. I have Dior mascara. I have M Cosmetics glosses. I have a lot to try out, and if you are interested to see how I achieve this look, then please keep on watching. Okay, let's begin. I've already filled in my brows using my Maybelline Brow Precise in the shade dark brown, and after that I'm just going to feather it out with my NYX Lift and Snatch brow tint pen, and this one is in the shade Espresso. So I'm just going to flick it out so that it's more like believable hair-like strokes. Nothing precise, just in the direction where the hair is growing. I'm just gonna give a few strokes. And then once everything is like stroked in, I'm just gonna take the same like spoolie and then just brush it through so that it's evenly dispersed. Just like that. Now let's move on to the face. For the primer, I really want to test out this new product that I just got like a sample, and this is Tatcha's Liquid Silk Canvas. Now you guys know how much I love my cream canvas from Tatcha, but this one, it'll be exciting to know how it performs on my skin. It's very like cream based. It looks like a very moisturizing primer, but let's apply it and see there would be any difference on the skin or not. Mainly gonna apply it on the center of my face and just press it throughout. It feels very similar to the e.l.f. Putty Primer, like in texture. Not obviously this is liquid and that's more cream and like balm like, but when it goes on the skin, it feels the same. I'm gonna let it sit for a little while. Meanwhile, let's just apply a lip balm, and this is my Laneige lip balm. Just moisturize my crusty lips. Let's move on to the foundation. Now this is a foundation that I picked out actually from TJ Maxx. I picked out like a few items from TJ Maxx when I was like just wandering around, and this is the Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Foundation, and this I picked out in the shade Medium Beige 12. So this is how it looks. Generally Bare Minerals foundations all work out for me, but I have not tested this one out. So I thought let's just give it a go. Like the packaging is really sleek, very nice. The shade seems super nice. So let's apply. Seems a little light. Not much, but yeah, a little light. And it immediately, what I can see is like it gives like a medium coverage, which is okay. I generally like medium to full coverage foundation, generally buildable foundations, but while blending it out, it actually does match my skin tone. So that's good. I'm actually in my pajamas. Can you even see? Like we're in our pajamas, super chill kind of day. My kids just went out biking. I was like, okay, this is the time to record. Let's go. So that is like one layer on the skin. I'm just going to build it a tiny little more and see if it is a buildable foundation or not. Just going to take a very tiny little bit. Yeah, I would say it's a solid medium coverage. So that's how it is looking. For the concealer, let's move on to the Lancome Tinted Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. And this, I have the shade 215, and I know this is light, but we're anyways gonna try it. I'm just gonna brighten up the center of the face. It blends very nicely. And this is not the first time I'm using this. I have applied quite a few times this before, but not on camera, I guess. So I thought of like sharing it with you guys. But I can definitely make it work. Like it definitely blends very smoothly on the skin. I feel like the concealer is really, really good. Okay, now let's move on to the powder. For the powder, I'm just going to use my Kosas Cloud Set powder, and I'm in the shade Comfy. Basically looks like this. It doesn't look like this. I basically dropped mine. That's why it looks like very haywire. But I'm going to apply this underneath the eyes. I'm going to set my eyelids with this. I have to apply a cream bronzer, so I'm just gonna set underneath the eyes for now. Just wanted to do a quick get ready with me, nothing major. I'm not gonna give you anything out of the box. Just want to test these products out, especially the ones that I got like in Black Friday sale. I didn't have a medium to test it out. I was taking a bit of a holiday for my Christmas and New Year, so I thought, yeah, now is the time. I need some makeup in my life. For the cream bronze, I'm going to take my Soul Face and Body Bronzing Balm, and this is in the shade Dark. Definitely one among my favorite bronzers of 2021. If you've seen my yearly favorites, you know that I love this like very, very much. It's just beautiful. Like, it's just beautiful. I have no words to say. I'm going to use the same bronzer on my nose too, just to chisel it out a little bit, just like that. And then I'm just going to join it into my eye socket and then just blend it down. So since we have got all the definitions, now it's time to move on to the cream blush. And for the cream blush today, I'm going to take my LYS cream blush, and this is in the shade Confident. I feel like this is such a beautiful winter blush, so I'm going to use that today. I'm going to take a little bit on the stippling brush, and I'm just going to concentrate it on the high points and on the temples. Like, look at that. Such a beautiful flush, and everything would like seamlessly blend into each other once I apply the powder. So right now I'm basically like placing the blush and like diffusing it with my brush, but I'm not worried about like blending it too perfectly, just because I know when I'll apply the powder on top of everything, it's just gonna blend seamlessly into each other, and it gives like a smooth finish on the face. So once that is done, I'm going to take the same Kosas powder and just blend it all across the face. And this basically perfects the skin like no other. Like, I just love this. See, everything nicely blended. That's what we need. Okay, now let's move on to the eyeshadow, and then we'll come back to the highlighter. So for the eyeshadow, the one that I recently picked out from TJ Maxx, and I know that this is not a new eyeshadow palette by any means, but I thought that this is such a beautiful winter palette, and this is the one that I was like missing in my collection from Anastasia, and this is the Subculture palette. I just have like swatched this beauty, and this looks so beautiful. I know there were a lot of controversies around this palette, but we're going to test it out for ourselves and decide whether this formula is the old formula or have they like reformulated and this is the new one. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to take this shade, which is called Dawn from the palette, and this looks like a very neutral beige shade, and this would be beautiful to just blend across all the eyelid, just to give like a smooth canvas for our eyeshadows to lay on. This is basically like my skin shade. Okay, now I'm going to dip into this shade, which is called Mercury from the palette, and this is more of like that cool tone gray shade. So let's apply that and see. I'm going to start off with the outer corner and then slowly blend it into my crease. Building it very, very slowly and applying very light pressure on the brush. I'm just going to do windshield wiper motion and then circular motion just to blend everything out. But this is such a beautiful gray shade. Like perfect for like winter season, I would say. But we're definitely going to get some color in our life on this eye, because you know, I'm not only like a gray person. Like I don't like grays on my eyes, but I have a vision in my head. Let's see if that comes into life or not. So once we have that crease all built out with that gray shade, now I'm going to take this shade, which is called All Star from the palette. This beautiful, I would say like a mulberry purple shade. We're going to build that on the outer corners. I love the grungy tones. Oh my God. Like the tones are beautiful in this. This palette, at least the one that I have in my hand, I think it's definitely reformulated, because I know that people were complaining that this is like a fallout mess, but I'll show it to you. Like, look at that. Like, I feel like this is Anastasia formula, which I am basically in love with. I don't see anything wrong in this palette, at least the ones that I own. I'm also going to get that shade, the same shade, which is called All Star, on my outer corners of my lower lash line, just to blend everything together. Just like that. Yep. See, it's just blending beautifully. I don't have any complaints. Like, I am digging, and look at the fallout. Like, I'm okay with it. And I'm happy that it's working for me. Like that. And I'm going to take the old blending brush that I was using for the gray shade. I'm just going to blend everything across the crease so that there's no harsh lines. Now basically what we have is like a, I would say, gray to a mulberry purple shade. I'm going to take my NYX Glitter Glue for this step. I'm just going to take a tiny little bit on my hand, and then I'm just going to take a flat definer brush. Just take that, whatever comes in the brush, I'm just going to place that in the inner third of my eyelid. Nothing major, just for a little sticky base, just because I think we're going to go with that duochrome shade. But before that, I'm going to take, let's say, I'm going to take this shade, which is called Fudge from the palette, just a tiny little bit, and I'm just going to mend that shade right in the center, just right there, so that that gray and the mulberry has a shade to like blend onto. I'm going to take this shade, which is called Cube from the palette. It looks like a white, but it has a strong pinky red flip. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Let's apply it and see. Like, can you see that? It's a strong pink flip. Like, that's a beautiful shade. Are you kidding me? This is stunning. I love that. I'm going to go back to that All Star shade, which is that mulberry purple shade, and just blend that across the outer corners if we have any harsh lines there. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to first take the shade called Destiny from the palette, and I'm just going to place that on my lower lash line, just to give more of like a grungy gray-green shade. Wow, I like that. I really do like that. And then finally I'm going to dip into this All Star shade and just blow out the outer corners of my lower lash line. And for my inner corners, I'm just going to take this same shade, which is called Cube from the palette. I'm just gonna place that on my inner corners because why not? And just to get a little more on the green side, I'm going to take the shade Electric, just a tiny little bit. I'm just going to place it right on top just to give it more of a green flip to it. Like, that's bright. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish off my eyes with some liner and mascara. I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Break Proof eyeliner, and for the mascara I'm going to take Dior Show mascara. So I'm going to finish off my eyes and I'll get right back. Oh wow, I like that mascara. The Dior mascara, I really like it. Like, I was not expecting, like, the wand is so big, but the mascara did a great job, I would say. Now, once the eyes are complete, I want to actually line my waterline with LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner. Actually, this is a lip liner. I use it as an eyeliner, and this is in the shade Karma. And this is a beautiful burgundy shade. I'm gonna take that. Like that. That looks like super dramatic. I don't know why. Yeah. Let's move on to the highlighter. I'm going to use my Ofra highlighting palette. And I'm going to basically dip into this shade, which is called Blissful. And I'm going to apply that on my temples. I'm just going to quickly set my face with my Benefits Professional Setting Spray. Now, let's move on to the lips. For the lip liner, let me just quickly line my lips with my KKW Beauty's lip liner in the shade Nude 2.5. Just like that. And then for the lips, this is Pat McGrath lipstick in the shade Venus in Furs. It's a beautiful mauve pink shade. I think that'll go great with this eye. That's nice. That is nice. What do you think? I really like it. Let's just apply a little bit of gloss too. For that, I'm going to take my M Cosmetics True Gloss in the shade Secret Blush and just apply that in the center of my lips. I like it. I love it. So that's our final look. Very everyday, wintry look, but I really loved it. Let me tell you what I tried and what I really liked. I do like the foundation. I'm not like overly impressed. I definitely have to test it a few more times to just give my final thoughts. I really like the Subculture palette from ABH. I think the tones are very nice. I cannot wait to try these like greens and like mustardy tones on the eyes. I think that'll look really good. I did love the Dior mascara. I obviously love my Pat McGrath lipsticks, but this is a new shade for me, but I really like it. And so do I like the True Gloss from M Cosmetics. I think that was also really good. But I would say for the primer, I think it did a great job. I do like the silk canvas, how it looks on my face. But again, I have to test it a few more times and then I'll give my final thoughts for you guys. But yes, that is my final look. If you did like it, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.